I moved from the Portland metro area in 2015 to Las Vegas to seek better experiences, travels, and new things. Those all went off without a hitch. A lot has happened in the 5 years that I've lived in Las Vegas. Life has changed the past few months. Let's back this up and give you some context. As many over the age of 19, I have lived through 9/11. I was not in New York during this, though. I was in Tigard, Oregon, actually. I was 21 at the time, living with a different mindset in life. No major worries. Things were guaranteed in my mind. Predictable, you could say. I remember right where I was. I worked at a call center and the calls suddenly slowed down and just pretty much stopped. We all were standing up in our cubicles, looking around, chatting with each other. Suddenly we had heard of an attack in New York. So we went to the lunchroom to check the news, and minutes after I arrived to the lunchroom, I watched the second plane hit on live TV. It seemed like I was watching a movie. This could not be real. It reminded me of the Space Shuttle Discovery in 1986. I remember as a child seeing the Discovery Space Shuttle explode on TV. For me, it's something you just never forget. At that age, I didn't fully understand why it would stick with me. When that plane hit the tower, it just all came to an understanding that not much is predictable.
Just getting word now, one of the two planes was hijacked after takeoff from Boston.
Fast forward to life in Las Vegas. On October 1st, 2017, at Mandalay Bay in Las Vegas, something equally as devastating happened to our city and the world. One of the largest massacres in history.
Automatic gunfire at the concert. People were running for cover, crouching down to try.
These were a few huge things I never could have fathomed to happen in my lifetime.
From an upper floor.
Yes, many other things have happened. These in particular have stuck with me.
Now,
This hit way more close to home.
10:30.
I wasn't there at the concert that night, but as the shooting was happening, I was blocks away, driving home on the freeway, coming towards the Mandalay Bay. I almost didn't go home that night, because I knew that the concert was going on. I was going to stick around and get a few rides. I was a rideshare driver at the time. I remember hopping on the freeway after a drop-off at Caesar's Palace and seeing at least 12 police cars and fire trucks. The thought crossed my mind to take an exit and double back to see why there was so many. But instead I went home, and on my way I heard there was a shooting and that it was still happening as I was driving. I turned the scanner app on my phone and looked at the news online. As I got home and watched the rest unfold, all this hit very hard. It was way difficult to wrap my mind around. The next days were difficult. The windows were not there. They were like a scab. As I saw them multiple times daily, it was a painful reminder. Then the building was just fixed. It took a good amount of time for those windows to be fixed, and the building is now like a scar, a constant reminder of what happened. Tourism boomed in a matter of days. Things got better as they do. Life has to go on. This was the closest thing I've been to something so devastating that actually affected me personally. And as it didn't affect my life in ways it did others with loss of family and friends, it affected me. Business slowed for a couple days, but things moved on. Life in the city moved on, but it does stick with me. In late December 2019, I happened to see some things about a flu-type virus circling in China. I just had a strange feeling about it. I made a post or two about it on social media. People said it's nothing, don't worry about it. As I never thought I would get this virus, I felt it was serious. A month passes, and on January 24th, 2020, the country of China shut down. At that moment, I knew things would be different. I knew this would turn into something we would remember. As the days went on, the news ramped up on the virus. I made a few more posts just sharing and spreading the info, and people again said, it's nothing, it'll never affect us. And on March 17th, 2020, things changed. Oddly, it's my father's birthday. And it's the day Las Vegas, the city that never closes, closed for the first time since the JFK assassination in 1963. As I was a little snarky to the few that said this will not affect us, it affected me mentally, set in worry and confusion, and stopped any plan on life I had, effectively changing my life as I know it. The rest of the world, multiple cities, countries, shut down. The world stood still. A new world had started to emerge. A world of no toilet paper, no paper towels, no cleaning supplies. Tigers were king, and no Amazon Prime in 2 days.
I'm never going to financially recover from this.
This has been a strange time. With tens of thousands out of work, the Las Vegas Strip got very silent for the first week or two. And we started in on a new life of quarantine. A word you never would have thought would be part of our daily life for 2 months or even more. It was an eerie feeling. The weather was cold and rainy, very out of the norm. It seemed like it lasted longer than usual this year. Day in, day out, gloomy weather for a few weeks. Then, as with the October 1st, the city adapted and overcame the struggle. People have been outside more than I've ever seen in the 5 years I've lived here. Talking to people that have lived here their whole lives, they say that they have never seen people in their yards, out exercising, riding bikes, and so on as much as these days in quarantine. Now on the Strip and downtown, you see empty, closed hotels. But you see people riding bikes, skateboarding, riding scooters, motorcycles. police having conversations with people they normally wouldn't be friendly with. A lot of smiles, still some worry in faces, but we are adapting, we are getting through this. Currently, it's been 9+ weeks into quarantine. This may be stressful, this may be hard on us monetarily, but I believe it's better for our soul. This was a hard reset, Control-Alt-Delete as some would say. We had to pull the plug and plug it back in. Now is the wait for everything to reboot. The anticipation not knowing what's next is very hard. As I make some decisions, and one of which is leaving this city. It will be different and difficult, but I know deep down inside, no matter what city or country you are in, we will all come out of this better and new. There will be a new normal. The city has gone through great and tragic things. Take the bad and the good things and make something wonderful of it. Don't let this be a wasted moment in your life. Make it life-changing in multiple different ways. Create something great out of this. Our country, this world, has had some great and horrible hardships. We will make it through this stronger than ever. As I wave goodbye to someplace I've called home, as we are starting into the first few phases of opening the country, be good to each other. Make some phone and FaceTime calls to loved ones, spark up conversations with friends of the past, and as you're finally able to safely be around loved ones, make sure you once again give them a hug. And just know we will all be better after this, and stronger. I wanted to make this as a positive thing for everyone during this time, and something to look back at and remember what things were like. A permanent memory in time. I hope you like this. Thanks to all the frontline workers that have saved lives and helped us. And to all the creators online that have encouraged me and all of us to create and have kept us entertained. Thank you. Stay strong, be smart, and be safe.